My new novel is called The Snow Queen, which is also, of course, the title of a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. But it's not really a retelling of that fairy tale. It's a sort of homage to it, but it's very subtle. It's a sort of companion piece to a fairy tale. I just love the title, The Snow Queen. It's so perfect. It was just what this book needed to be called. It's funny about titles. It's like naming the baby. You just know this child's name is going to be Christian. So it's not really the fairy tale. And I love Belfond's decision to not translate it into French, which sort of obscures the fairy tale reference. I think it's very smart. If we had it to do all over again, I would have the American version with the French title. The French cover is the same design as the American. We looked at a lot of different possibilities, snow scenes, you can imagine. And there was just something about the mystery of this, the little lights that are snow-ish, but not necessarily snow, that I liked. And this may not be interesting, but we spent a lot of time on the blue. I wanted a sort of icy gray, and my very lovely publishers in America said, "This is beautiful. Now stand here," and the art director walked 20 paces away and held it up. He said, "You can't see it, can you? It's invisible." I said, "You're right." And then the blue was too bright. It was too much like a 1955 Chevrolet. And it's interesting to me that you try differently until the blue feels like it has depth but isn't flashy. It's a little like writing. You just try it different ways. Same with the visual. Well, first, fairy tales are, for most of us, the first stories we hear. And I think all great novels, even the greatest novels, are a kind of fairy tale. There was a princess and a wicked witch called 19th century Russian society destroyed her life. Her name was Anna Karenina. That there is a kind of simplicity in even the greatest novels that comes from fairy tales. Anna Karenina is the princess. 19th century Russia is the wicked witch. Vronsky is the prince who can't kiss her back to life. You know what I mean? That we start from the fairy tales. And then if you're Tolstoy, you go beyond, but there's still there's just the same story, always, all of our lives. I think, yes, it's very simple, it's very direct, it's in our DNA, it's the first stories we know, though part of what's interesting to me about The Snow Queen, the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, is it's not simple. It's very strange. Most of them, you got to get Rapunzel out of the tower, you got to get Cinderella's foot into the shoe, and everything will be fine. Snow Queen is it's all over the place, which is why I love it. Adult novels and fairy tales have much in common. I think one of the main differences is a novel doesn't have a moral. A fairy tale is often an adult not only entertaining a child, but trying to make the child a better person, to teach the child a lesson. I hope you won't be disappointed if I tell you I have no lesson to teach you. I don't know anything that you don't know. I have no advice for you, or anyone. place is important for me. It's New York because I live in New York, and I know New York. If I lived in Paris, it would be Paris, and it would be very strong. I just feel it's important to set down in a novel what it was like to be in a place at a time. The characters in this book are very private, and they live in a remote neighborhood in Brooklyn. I was almost thinking like, please don't laugh at my French, my horrible French accent. Les enfants terribles, trapped in a house together. It's almost literally like they're trapped in in Bushwick.